Yes, after coming off a tough setback to a great Florida team on Saturday, look forward to two great challenges this week. One at Vandy on Thursday, a team that's playing extremely well. Done a tremendous job on the road and at home, and even games when they've had setbacks, they've been extremely close. Unfortunately, obviously the Tennessee game's a little bit different for them, but they've certainly always bounced back from games like that. And then have an opportunity to host Georgia here on Saturday, a team that we had a setback with earlier this year, and they've a very talented basketball team as well.
Our first question is from Larry Vaught of the Danville Advocate-Messenger.
Good morning, Johnny. I just when you talked about Florida and called them a great team, were there things from playing on Saturday that impressed you even more than what you had been before then?
Well, I'll tell you, Billy's just done a tremendous job, and it's so difficult. You find a team that has already clinched a conference championship. You can catch them sometime with their guards down, but these guys are continuing to play well, and they're motivated by things that are bigger and better. Well, maybe going undefeated in conference play and put themselves in position to be a number one seed that's out there, and being able to play that way at home. But they shot the ball well, better than they had recently. I think they had a season-high 13 threes against us, and at the same time did an excellent job of finishing at the rim, and they are one of the better defensive teams that I've seen this year. And you have to certainly credit those guys with the buy-in that they have, senior leadership that they have out there on the floor, and the job that Billy's done with them.
Is there anything in particular, they do on defense that separates them from other teams?
Yes, just their trust in each other and where they are. They rotate well. Their point on the ball. They help defenses incredible. They're big enough and they're physical enough to handle things inside, and they can trap down and be very aggressive with it. They rotate. They're strong. They're quick. They can get in gaps on the swings, and but you just be impressed just the way that they rotate. When you see that ball move, they're moving. Their feet are moving, and any time that ball moves, they position themselves in the right spots that they just don't allow you any gaps, and they put pressure on where the pressure need to be administered.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next up is Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Good morning, Johnny. I'm wondering if you think Scotty Wilbekin would be a good choice for Player of the Year. You think he's in the running there?
Absolutely. He's a tremendous, what I like to call those guys like that, a quarterback. And he can administer and get that ball to wherever it needs to be out there on the floor. He create opportunities for other people on the floor. He wants the ball in his hand late in games. He's a tough, tenacious defender, and he's just relentless. And I just think he's a great leader. So when you look at their record, what they've done and what he's been able to do in games, I think he would be a tremendous person and very deserving of an honor like that.
You guys have been right there on and off the projected bubble for much of the season. How big are these last two games for you guys in terms of, kind of finishing strong and having something nice on your resume at the end?
Well, it's huge. You always want to be playing well, and, before you need to be playing well at the right time, and it's late in the season, and we're still a firm believer of that. We need to really finish strong these last two games going into conference play, and we know so well that when you get into the conference tournament, anything can happen. And you want to make sure that your pieces are in place and that you're executing and doing all the right things. And these two games, we're hopeful that we're playing well enough to prepare for that.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, Tom.
Next up is Jerry Tipton of the Lexington Herald-Leader.
Johnny, I think you've already touched on this, but I was thinking about Florida's defense and how they trap down on the post somebody like Johnny O'Brien, and yet nobody seems to exploit that very well. Why is that?
Well, I think because of the size and strength of the guys that they have. When you've got Young and you get those type guys that can come down on you pretty hard, high hands and very aggressive chest, and they're strong. And Johnny O'Brien's strong and very physical. Probably we could have possibly helped him in terms of maybe giving him a couple of other things that we possibly need to do out of it. But at the same time, Florida does an excellent job in terms of their scout and if you're not patient enough in there, they can create some problems for you, and that's very difficult. But not only when those guys trap down, those other guys on the backside, those other three guys rotate to the right spots and not allowing passes to come out in certain areas. And then that wild card guy is able to shoot the gap and make plays back there. So you have to be very cautious of your passes out of there.